Welcome back to Jack Chaucer's Storyteller. We have chapter 17 today called The Summer Wind, and it's from Thomas's perspective, January 14th, 2020. Sam! Me and Snowbo froze in the middle of our drunken one-on-one basketball game. It was 2 a.m., and we had worked up a solid sweat on the court. Nikki had passed out on the nearby stretching mat about 45 minutes ago. What a lightweight. Willem walked over us and didn't seem pleased. He was all bundled up, too. "Why are you corrupting my Martians?" the old man asked Snowball while fuming at the sight of Nicky lying there in a heap. "No offense, but they seem more like dishwashers than astronauts," he said, twirling the basketball on his finger. Willem slapped the ball out of his hand and it bounced away, almost hitting Nicky. I don't think she would have felt it. "Geez, take it easy," our bartender said. "This is no time for these kids to get drunk and take it easy. They are going to fucking Mars in less than 2 years. Their real training starts now. We've got some summer wind kicking up. How about you go fetch me a snowcat?" Snowbo seemed stunned, but he just shook his head and walked out of the gym. I was surprised he took it like that, especially from a smaller and older dude. Maybe Willem really could kick some ass. Now the old man aimed his scowl at me. "Wake up, Sleeping Beauty over there. You two have 10 minutes to strap on your full winter gear. Meet me at the beer can exit." "Speaking of beer cans, she's pretty wasted," I pointed out. "I'm not worried about that. Antarctica will sober her up in a fucking hurry. And we're about to find out in the next couple hours whether you two belong here or in a body bag. Now get moving," he shouted. I pretty much had to slap and shove Nikki around to get her functional enough to stumble back to our rooms and gear up in multiple layers of thermal socks, gloves, scarves, and all the rest. We made it to the exit in 12 minutes. Willem was waiting for us in the driver's seat of the rumbling big-ass snowcat, so we climbed in behind him. The first thing I noticed was the digital temperature reading on the dashboard, -35. It didn't feel that cold to me yet because of the booze and all the heavy gear. "Where are these?" Willem said, handing us ski goggles. Nikki finally had woken up enough to put words together. "What are we doing?" she asked. "Going for a little ride," the old man said, drowning out any possible further conversation by rubbing up the cat and driving us away from base. It was still daytime at 2:20 a.m., but the sky was dark gray and the winds were swirling snow into little tornadoes as we drove along next to 2 lines of red flags. We had been told that the flags were the only way to walk from base to the dark sector telescopes during winter without losing your way, and losing your way meant death. Willem drove us over to the empty skiway. They call it that because the Hercules actually did have ski contraptions on its landing gear. Pretty cool. And toward the dark sector. The telescopes were on the right, and then there was Ice Cube on the left. Snowbo had told us that Ice Cube, it really was shaped like one, but black and gray and sitting on top of the snow, probed down into the ice to look for shit instead of looking up into space. Willem kept on driving right past all of that and into no man's land. He must have gone another 2 or 3 miles before he finally stopped the cat and looked back at us. "Follow the cat tracks back and be quick about it," he said, still all pissed off. "The longer you take, the worse it'll be. She's only going to blow harder. Keep your goggles clear as possible and don't fuck around. Just a little mild taste of what winter will be like. Enjoy, Martians," he added, motioning for us to get the fuck out. Reluctantly we did, and off he went, kicking up snow, whipping around, and leaving valuable tracks behind. I jumped into a slow jog, boots crunching the icy crust with every impact. The wind stung my chin, and it was so cold, and visibility quickly sucked. Willem's snowcat disappeared into the wild white mist right before my eyes. "Stop!" Nikki yelled from behind me. I stopped and turned around. She was like 20 yards behind me already. "What?" "Do not run," she commanded. "Did you hear him? He said be quick about it. This may seem flat, but we can't run at 9,300 feet and make it. We'll get too dizzy and collapse in the snow. Do you want to die of exposure? Do you want to die from talking too much and moving too fucking slow? Raise your scarves before your mouth freezes and let's go." "Fine, walk fast, but don't run." She finally quickened her pace behind me, and we walked for what seemed like a mile in the Antarctic blast before the cat tracks were completely blown away. I had a major fucking headache, and my fingertips, even with 2 layers of gloves, were turning numb. Then Nikki tugged on my parka and wanted to talk again. "What?" I asked, lowering my scarves and wiping my snow-caked goggles with my glove. "You're drifting too far left of where the tracks were." "How the hell do you know? I've marched straight ahead the whole time." "Because I've been watching you. You've been curving way too much." Maybe because I'm the only one. Maybe because I'm the one taking the wind head on. Fine, let me lead for a while and you draft. Behind me, she said, her lips chattering more than mine. No, you're too short anyway. That won't do me any good. I might as well lead. Lead us to death? No thanks. I'm heading more right. Do whatever you want, she said, and just marched on. I let her do her thing, but I kept on my own path, about 10 yards to her left. What the fuck difference did it make? If one of us found the base, so would the other. If neither of us did, we'd both be dead in an hour or two. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you can't live outside in this shit for very long. We tried to keep moving fast as possible, but the wind kept blowing harder against us and our limbs kept getting stiffer. It wasn't even a blizzard like we get in New Hampshire or anything. Snow wasn't falling from the sky, it was flying up from the ground and swirling across a desert of white. Even though I thought Willem was totally bullshitting us about sending me and Nikki to Mars, I tried to picture what it would actually be like there, with a bunch of red sand whipping around instead of these total whiteout conditions. Eventually, me and Nikki drifted closer together by a few yards, so we didn't lose sight of each other. That's how much visibility sucked. We made it another half mile or so, and then she suddenly dropped to my right. I shuffled over to her and looked down. She seemed to be crying beneath her goggles as she tried to clear them off. I lowered my frosted over scarves to talk, and she did the same. What happened? I need to rest a minute, she said. 1 minute max. We need to keep moving and find the flag lines. I know. Fucking awful headache just won't stop. I nodded. Same here. Not enough Diamox on Antarctic to cure this one. Had to get drunk on top of it. Effing snowbow, she said, her lips turning blue. At least that was her favorite color. If I don't make it, tell my father I love him and my mom I don't hate her, she added. If you die, I die, so let's go, I said. Don't make me have to carry your ass. I'm frozen. I can barely move. Well, you better move. Cover me or something, for just a minute, for warmth. Me? Who else? You want me to lay on top of you. She stopped talking and started bawling. I couldn't fucking believe it. She had to be near death if this was really happening. So I kneeled down next to her for a second, and then I just laid on top of her. I could feel her shivering uncontrollably and wondered if this is how we'd be found. Two frozen corpses on top of each other and not even getting it on. Yeah, this was no place to fuck, but still, what a pussy way to go out. Fuck this, I finally shouted, getting up. Stop shivering and crying and let's go. We're not dying like this. She sat up, but she seemed totally dazed and confused. That's when I knew our survival was totally up to me. I yanked her scarves back over her mouth, picked her up, and draped her over my shoulders. She didn't even protest. Top heavy and all, I started marching again into the white. Thankfully, about a minute later, I saw the lights of the snowcat coming to rescue us. Apparently, we wouldn't die from the quote-unquote summer wind after all. That's the end of chapter 17. Next is chapter 18 from Nikki's point of view, and it's set on Valentine's Day, so we skip ahead a little bit in 2020. See you next time.